How to save more money. Easier said than done. Saving is something the majority of us struggles to do. In fact, although being part of the working class, 1 in 5 persons have barely enough saved to cover any unexpected expense, let alone cover their monthly expenses if they were to get terminated or had to look for another job. Spending is more exciting than saving, especially if it's on clothes that you've wanted for a while or on the latest tech gadgets. However, getting into such habit is bad, as it opens the door to consumerism, which is a social and economic order that encourages the acquisition of goods and services in ever increasing amounts. This, in consequence, will strip away your fortune, limit your ability to set aside money for cool things like investing, taking trips, create an emergency fund, buy presents, retire early, buying a house, and more. Instead of overspending, we all should make saving money a priority. The most efficient way to go about it is to become more aware of your finances and spending habits. By revising your budget and separating your needs from your wants, you can see where the majority of your money is spent. Cut down on unnecessary or recurring services, trim down on unexpected spending, looking for cheaper alternatives, and ultimately make your goods last the whole month. There exists plenty of tactics to become an avid saver that don't require making huge sacrifices, and here are just 10 strategies you should start implementing now. Paying off debt. Debt robs you of your income. For every month you have to make payments towards something you couldn't afford but decided to pay for in credit. The fastest way to pay off debt is to first prioritize the debts with higher interests, then to pay the debts with lower interests. Once your slate has been cleaned, the income freed can now be used towards saving for future projects. Creating a budget. The best way to start when trying to save money is to assess your spending in order to determine how your money is spent. Furthermore, you should create a budget following the 50-20-30 rule, to which you stick to no matter what. The 50-20-30 rule goes as follows. 50% of your income goes towards necessities, rent and food. 20% should be deposited in your savings account, and 30% should go to personal expenses like entertainment, going out, and shopping. Change your banking establishment. Either most people don't know or they just aren't aware, but for having their money in certain banks, they must pay fees like a monthly fee, maintenance fee, overdraft fee, paper segment fee, and etc. If you're currently paying a fee for having either a checking or savings account, you're being robbed. It will be best for you to search for an establishment that will pay you to bank with them instead. Not only do some of these banks offer sign-up bonuses, they also offer attractive interest rates to new customers as well. Save money lying around the house. Start by emptying your pockets each day and collecting the extra change. Then continue looking for loose change in the couches, sofas, and bed spaces. Take all that money, including the one in your piggy bank or swearing jar, and deposit it directly into your savings account instead of your checking account. Cancel monthly subscriptions. If you are an avid consumer of subscription services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Spotify, and etc., you need to cancel them, especially those you don't use on the regular. Make sure to also turn off any automatic or renewal payment when shopping on any website. In case you decide to resubscribe to any of those services, make sure they no longer affect your budget drastically. Create an emergency fund. Like the name stipulates, an emergency fund is an amount of money that has to be set aside and only used in case of emergencies. We recommend you setting aside about 6 to 12 months worth of living expenses in case of something bad was to happen. This not only helps you avoid going into debt if you ever lost your job, but it also allows you to pay for any unforeseen medical expenses. Pack your lunches. Though going out for lunch a few times a week may seem harmless in the moment, especially when your favorite restaurant is a few minutes away from the office, you shouldn't get in the habit of doing so consistently. In fact, you can save a lot of money by packing your lunches at home. Not only you can often purchase a week's worth of groceries for the same price as 2 dinner meals out. Therefore, it's best to instead prepare your food at home than spending it at restaurants while your savings are slowly piling up month after month. Sign up for free customer rewards. No matter the city, you'll find plenty of retailers that are willing to reward you for being a regular customer at their store. Joining those programs usually requires a valid email address and a phone number. You should collect those reward cards, check their balances and extra coupons, and use them to deduct money off your total whenever you're shopping. You can also add to those rewards and discounts by using rewards credit cards to earn points on purchases at most stores that can be redeemed for cashback or other benefits. Follow the 30-day rule. Whenever you get the urge to swipe your card or the desire to make a large purchase, stop and think on it. You should write down what it is and how much it costs. You should evaluate on whether it will be an asset or a liability. You should check in your budget how many times over you can afford it after your necessities have been taken care of. If after a month the item is still a necessity to you, feel free to buy it. Use a shopping list. One of the easiest ways to save money is to go grocery shopping with a list. Without one, people typically end up making impulse buys and unplanned purchases. Creating a list and sticking to it before going to the store is very important. Not only does it help you buy items that fit with your meal plan, it also helps you to avoid buying food you didn't intend to buy, thus saving you more money. In conclusion, to effectively save money, you should consider both long-term and short-term strategies. Examples of long-term tactics are paying down debt and budgeting. Examples of short-term methods are packing your lunches at home and saving money lying around the house. While you may not be able to erase all your spending habits overnight, with action, time, and consistency, you'll be able to put more money aside than usual. The end. Thank you.